Hi guys, Caleb again, and this is for the changing exploration assignment, exploring change. And so first I want to talk about how I've already changed to achieve my goals. Coming into school and looking back at the launch seminar, my original academic identity statement has changed a lot. It started out as a very broad general interest in sports and analytics, and I didn't really know how to really combine those together, and what I didn't really know what exactly I wanted to go into. I didn't really fully understand what roles there were, and I didn't really understand what the pathways were to get into the sports industry. My goals now focus on sports analytics, business intelligence, and data-driven decision making. Some things that I gained and lost interest. Well, one, I gained interest in real-world analytics, research projects, and data modeling. These are all things that I really had no experience in, and I really gained a love for these during my coursework. Some things I lost interest in. I'm not really interested in any purely operational roles. So that I had a ticketing internship with the Columbus Clippers, and while I still enjoyed that internship, I know now that I could never work just in ticketing. I would have to have some analytical work in there. It would not make sense for me personally to take a job in just ticketing. My identity has developed throughout this time. Now I see myself as someone who takes initiative, asks questions, works independently, and does a great job networking. I really pushed myself this year to network with a bunch of people and ask questions. I have a strong awareness of my strengths, curiosity, and problem-solving skills. Skills that I've had that currently have helped me reach my goals. I've had technical skills coming from internships, coursework, such as DLM. I've created dashboards as solo projects, stuff like that. Some unexpected experiences that shaped me. I had this sports analytics class, and it pushed me to join the sports analytics conference, and I did a research project on offensive line investment from NFL teams to see whether that could help identify should NFL teams be investing in their offensive line. And so this has really shaped me because it's really kind of honed my interest and kind of given me a feel for what sports analytics could look like. Times I adapted. Learning new software such as HTML, I need to learn it quickly for coursework because I have projects in that, and also just preparing for jobs in the real life, certain different jobs like web development, stuff like that. I just need to know and adapt. What I had to learn to do differently. One was office hours. I needed to learn to ask for help earlier. I can't just do everything on my own. And I have to have a willingness to change directions when needed. All right, so now I can move on to part two, how this change took place. So one specific example is back to my offensive line analytics project. I had early data attempts and produced very inconsistent, unreliable, and honestly just incorrect results. I needed to go into office hours, work with this, my teacher, and kind of talk through how I need to get to my steps. I realized that public data alone wouldn't answer the research question directly and effectively, so I needed to go out of the box and look for that. I recognized the need for change. My regression outputs were illogical, and I saw that the project wouldn't be meaningful without restructuring. So barriers that I faced, there's paywalls for salary data, there's missing and inconsistent public data that I had to work with, and I just also had various technical challenges. How I made decisions, I accepted that pivoting was necessary. I decided to manually collect the draft capital data, which took lots and lots of time and effort, but it really gave me a feel for how data collection is needed, and accurate data collection is especially needed. I had to be very meticulous, and that's something that I'm usually not very good at. So that was something I really learned about myself. And I saw early feedback from my professor. I utilize resources to support this change. I looked at different like R notebooks to find different data. I utilized the NFL verse data, which is a part of R, and I had to do a lot of research into, all right, what can I do with this with this data, and what simple functions I can call. Obviously my emotions during this change that are involved, a lot of early frustration and stress. A lot of times with coding, it starts out with really a struggle of stress, anger, just with like when your code does not work. And then once it does, it's like a whole sense of relief and happiness. And so that's kind of something that I chase. Like I really do love being able to like really solve and work hard on a problem. And then once you get it, it feels like it was so easy at the time, but it wasn't. Impact on well-being. I needed to create clear work boundaries. Working on it for hours and hours at a time was not going to be helpful. I needed to set dates, set calendar times to make sure that I'm not mentally drained. Some things that I'm proud of during this change. My final project accuracy and professionalism worked well. I felt like I was able to present a clear and concise project to the stakeholders, the teachers, and various other students. While I still needed to learn from the experience totally, I feel like I was still able to present a very polished presentation. All right, part 3, processes that I'll carry into the future. So the approaches I want to repeat when in the workplace, whether it's at a sports job or if it's somewhere in the business analytics, data science field, I want to be able to contact and stay in touch with as many people as I can. I want to be able to network, ask questions, and lean on people because you never really know who you're going to need to lean on. I obviously need to pivot when evidence shows a better direction, and I need to work intentionally instead of reactively. Approaches I'm going to avoid. I want to take on. I do not want to take on too many tasks at once. I cannot ignore early signs of burnout, and I do not want to continue with like ineffective planning and stuff like that. Barriers I expect to face: high workload and analytics roles from people I've networked with and talked to. There's cases where they've taken on so much work, and so those are problems that I know I need to prepare for in advance. I'm going to need constant skill development. There's always new coding, and every single job uses a different coding language, and they use it in a different way. And so I'll always need to be preparing and learning new code. Actions and resources for people who would support me. Obviously, professors, mentors, my professional networks is all going to be very helpful. I need to lean on my knowledge of my tools, such as R, SQL, Tableau. And I need to be able to engage with communities, so I need to stay involved in analytic forums, and I need to be collaborative among my team projects in the future. In closing, my curiosity, adaptability, imagination, and intentionality has developed significantly since I've been a student here. My internships, projects, challenges have all shaped who I am today and how I define myself professionally. These processes that I've built, seeking feedback, adapting early, structuring work effectively, will guide me as I move towards a career in sports or business analytics. And I'm just excited, and I'm happy that I got to share my change with you guys. So thank you.